Well, hello YouTube! In this tutorial we will talk about functions with parameters, or how to grab objects, numbers, strings and so on, how to pass it to function so function can do something with those things. So like a targets that we will work on more. So let's create function and the name will be like with parameters, just with param, and we need to have normal brackets and then curly brackets for operation. And now here we will use something totally abstract which will represent all those concrete things that we are going to use. Okay, so in my case I will just use x and that's enough. Okay, you don't need to be really explicit here, like really detailed. No, you don't need to describe things that you will work on, just simple x will get the job done. So let's have a pop-up as an operation, alert, and we will grab this thing and put it into actual operation. So the whole purpose of these brackets is to grab something and pass it down there into execution lines so function can do something useful with those things from above. So just imagine that you have cable from here to here and so on and so on. So let's test that. We need to call our function with param, and now let's just print these numbers. Okay, you don't need to be explicit here what kind of numbers, what kind of strings you're gonna use. No, this is JavaScript and JavaScript will automatically recognize what you're trying to say. So let's save this and refresh, and there you go, you have your numbers here in pop-up. So everything will be fine if you use any kind of string here, something, refresh, and there you go. So we are passing things here and using it down there. Okay, so in this case this x will represent this something. It can be anything. So some people will say, well, that's the simple stuff, but what if you have a couple of operations, like you can have documents alert plus a document write. Okay, and not just once, you can have it many times. And not just that, you can also have some custom HTML in between. Document write and custom HR here. HR, and don't forget to close your command. And now see, you will define that text just one time in your individual commands, and automatically when you pass something to here, that will be automatically dispersed all over the place in all operations you want to do. So you don't need to go and manually do this stuff. Everything is done by usage of that function. So that's the whole purpose of function, to make your life easy. Check this out. Refresh and you have result of first alert, and down there you have something from here, and then custom hard-coded HR, and then again something which is grabbed from here. So this is very simplified approach, but I hope that you get everything fine. So this is like your first template, because I'm here using HR, but this can basically substitute whole your page, for example, or at least 10 or 20% of your page, of your website, and so on. And now here's the question: can we create function that will grab parameter and then it will pass that parameter to other function that will grab that parameter? So it's just theory and it looks complicated, but actually it's not. So let me push this script down there a little bit, and let's create function that will grab stuff, grab param, and let's call it a z. It's totally not important, it's totally up to you. So this function will call that function and it will pass z to it. So let me type that with param, and now we will not use x here, we will use z, because see, we are passing z to it, but because this is individual primary function, it really doesn't matter what kind of abstract thing you're using. So z here will be presented as x in this function. So like you have double cables, for example, this Z will be passed into this X, and this X will be distributed down there into operations, like multiple layer of cables between functions, something like that. So down there, let's just call this, this function, because this is secondary and this is primary function, or second level function and first level function. You can use that terminology. So grab and param, and let's pass some string to it, like I don't know, something like that. And now the result will be alert. So we have functionality from primary function through secondary function, but we are calling secondary function. Okay, so now when I click on OK, we will get I don't know, and then horizontal line, and then I don't know. See, there you go. Really excellent, awesome stuff. Let's repeat one more time what we have done here. In this function, we are using abstract X to get from us or from user, so we can do something about that. But for some reason, let's say we need more functions, so we create function that will grab specific object, specific parameter, and then this function will activate this function, and it will pass that object to that function. So yeah, we are grabbing parameter and putting it here, but through this it is distributed to this primary function. So first layer will be grab stuff. Let me type that. Grab stuff in grab param function, okay, and next will be activate with param. Oops. And this thing that we put here, like stuff, is automatically passed down there. So let me use this dot, maybe it's good graphicon or something. So this stuff is passed down there, so this function can operate on this stuff more. So it's like you are just copy pasting these things down there, okay, and now this stuff, whatever it is, will substitute this X down there. Oops, something like that. Okay, I hope that you can understand this. So first layer of grabbing object, and then we are putting that into this primary function. See, like cable from here, and because in this primary function we have these operations, this thing will be like automatically distributed all over the place, something like that. So relatively simple stuff to understand. If you are kind of confused, don't worry, you have a couple of days to think about this. Nothing really special here. You will use all the time, maybe. Well, if you're a beginner, you want to simplify your life, but over time this will basically become your second nature, so you will not even think about those approaches in function usage. So if you're confused, as I said, use just one function and play with that, and then over time you will get how to create functions that will call other functions, so you can pass parameters between them. And not just parameters, but also results of execution, and that's also excellent. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up. As I said, practice with primary function. When you are fine with that, go to complicated stuff. Thank you for watching. As always, see you next tutorial.